The green card represents 28% of you who are going to take a hearing test before your first job, and you're going to have early signs of hearing loss.
All right. Now, if you got a purple card and a yellow card, please stand up. All right. Purple and yellow card, you guys all represent 50% of seniors who are going to be entering their retirement with hearing loss. All right?
So, and finally, stay standing. Those with the yellow card, stay standing. Everybody else, sit down. The yellow card, stay standing. All right, so listen to this. You guys represent 30% of Canadians who could have prevented their hearing loss. You're people with noise-induced hearing loss, and it's completely preventable. So this is kind of where you're coming to a crossroads where it's about your choice. So are you this 30% of people who could have avoided hearing loss, or are you going to protect your hearing? Pretty crazy, eh?
Yes, that's you guys can all be seated. Thank you very much. And that's part of the reason why we're here today, guys, because if you notice, 30% of you could have prevented that from happening. So part of the reason why we're here is to just inform you guys about some ways that you can, save your hearing.
Yeah.
Because once it's gone forever.
So, I know you probably learned a lot about the ear when you're in like grade 5 or something, but we're going to do a little review. So there's going to be tests later, still testing. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. We're going to talk about what's actually inside your ears and what happens. So basically, a sound wave enters your ear into the middle ear and it changes into a mechanical energy. And then the vibrations from this enter the cochlea, where it becomes hydraulic energy and moves 15,000 hair cells. So those hair cells send electrical impulses to the brain which tell us the difference between different sounds. So like this is the sound of ukulele, and this is the sound of stomping. So the hair cells are the things that tell you what that noise is. So we're going to do a little video. I'll show you a little video kind of showing exactly what I just said. This is Jordan's girlfriend. She's so cute. So right, so the next slide is that's an actual healthy hair cell. So the hearing and system and your ears are like a really beautiful instrument, and it's made up of all different kinds of things like nerves and bones and tunnels and cells. But the important thing to remember is about these hair cells. These little, you see the space between where green meets green again. Yeah. So those little things that are kind of look like your fingers, they're hair cells. So like I said before, they're like the transmission towers inside of your ear that tell you the difference between sounds. So like the difference between speech and a phone ringing. So they also are able to differentiate different sound frequencies and stuff.
Yeah, those hair cells, guys, are the most beautiful part of the instrument in your ear, and why we're here is because we want to protect those hair cells, all right? So if you see right here, we got on the left-hand side, this is what healthy hair cells would look like. Okay, and on the right, you can notice that some of them are kind of bending down and, just kind of hanging there, all right? So we're going to just kind of make a little quick analogy. Everybody has walked on grass before, right? Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to talk to you guys about a little story. I want to take you back to when I was about, let's see, I was probably about 13, 14 years old, and my mom, we had a yard in the front of the house, and it was grass. It was beautiful grass. The spring was just over, summer was here, and I had a dance crew. We were called the Nasty Boys, all right? So we used to dance. We used to do a lot of, dance routines. I can't dance no more because, you know, the hardwood kind of took it away from me.
You don't want to see me dance.
So what we used to rehearse in the front yard at my mom's house. And, you know, at first we didn't realize what was going on here, but we eventually noticed that the grass started to fade away. All right, so by the end of the summer, you know, that grass was completely down to the dirt. Okay, so what the analogy we're trying to make here is that, you know, if you walk across a path for so long, and you keep continuing to walk across this path, you know, you'll step on the grass, it'll bend over, and you'll come back. Right? But if you continue to walk across this grass day in and day out, year after year, year after year, you know, eventually that grass is going to fade away and die and turn into, you know, something like this. Right, where it'll never come back. So those hair cells inside your ear are very similar to this grass, because once you continue to pound that sound, pound whatever the sound may be, continue to put that sound into your over and over and over again, eventually those hair cells are going to fall over and never come back, and then, you know, what happens then, your hearing is gone.
Yeah, so then you have to know, so like the hair cell is just like those blades of grass. When they're healthy, they're moving and they're free flowing within that liquid inside your ear, inside that hair cell, inside of your ear. And over time, if you traumatize them, they start to fall over like those blades of grass, but they come back up. But if you keep doing it and keep doing it, like if you keep walking over that grass, they're eventually going to die. And the thing about hair cells is that when they die, they're dead. They don't come back. You don't regenerate them. You don't grow them. They're gone.
Some noisy situations. We're going to just take you through a couple here.
Yeah, you're probably wondering, like, how loud is too loud? How long is too long? Because the louder the sound, the less time you can listen to it. The louder the sound, the less time you can listen to it. So we're just going to show you a couple of things that might affect your hearing.
Some stuff that we take every day for granted, you know, we listen to noise every day, but we don't really pay attention to how loud we listen to it. But you go like a snow blower. At a certain decibel, it can be very loud. Hockey game. You guys all been to a sporting event, and you hear fans screaming and yelling, how you guys did earlier. That can wear on the ears as well. And of course, we all love music. Right? Strathroy? School bus. You guys all travel on a school bus? How many people travel on a school bus? Some of you guys? Even the engine on a school bus can be a little bit louder if you listen to it over time. It can have an effect on your hearing. Alright?
So you're probably wondering, okay, I heard a bunch of those sounds, and now do I have hearing loss? You don't. The hearing loss part of it, it's a cumulative thing. So you might go to one concert and it's really loud and your ears ring once. It might not necessarily happen that, you know, your hair cells are going to bend over and come back. But the cumulative result of just doing that over and over and over and over and over again, like having the concert and the ringing in your ears, and then being around a loud snowmobile, or being around a loud situation for a long time, is what is going to eventually cause the noise-induced hearing loss. So the safe level for listening for 8 hours is 85 decibels. So you're probably like, 85 decibels doesn't mean anything to me, which it didn't to me either, until they said 85 decibels is about the level of a vacuum cleaner. So I don't know if anybody vacuums, but what do I do? Vacuum. Yeah, go vacuum. Or heavy city traffic. So if you're in the city when rush hour is going on, it's about that level. So you can listen to that for about 8 hours. But for every 3 decibel increase, it cuts your time in half. So if you go up to 88 and you have 4 hours of safe listening before you're going to start traumatizing your hair cells. So we did some research with high school students like y'all, and we found that people were listening to, say, their Walkman, did I just say Walkman? Yes. Their MP3 players or iPods for 3 hours or more at a level of 91 decibels. So you're probably like, what's 91 decibels? It's not that loud. Is it that loud? Well, it actually really is that loud. 91 decibels is the level of noise that comes from a lawnmower. So I know probably a lot of you have mowed a lawn. Like if you can imagine that you're listening to a sound that is as loud as your lawnmower. It might sound better to listen to your iPod or whatever your MP3 player at that level, but it's actually damaging your hearing if you're listening to it for more than 2 hours at a time.
Alright, so we're going to take you guys through a simulation. all right? Because this right here was actually the first thing that really caught my attention. When I heard this, I was, you know, really scared and frightened. So I want to take you guys to what it would sound like if you had moderate hearing, if you had hearing loss, all right? So here's the song, I Hear Your Song, with typical hearing, all right? This is my song. So now this is what it would sound like if you had moderate hearing loss, all right? Pay attention, guys.